All right. Well, this was unscheduled, but we have guys that win and they're up on the homepage, and sometimes we just want to call them because, well, they're friends of the RacinBoys. That's part of the reason. Brady Bacon joins the RacinBoys here on Track Talk right now. Hey, Brady, how you doing, bud?
Good. How about you guys?
Not doing too bad, man. Congratulations on that POWRi Midget win last night down at Cowtown.
Yeah, thank you. Kind of snuck one past. Got a little bit lucky, but I've gotten unlucky enough times. I hopefully deserved it this time.
I didn't have a chance to listen. Give us a little rundown. You said you're lucky. You won your heat race, right? You started on the pole. Take us from there.
Yeah, we started seventh in the heat race, and we're really good. And wound up winning the heat, and that put us on the pole for the feature. And there for the first about 8-10 laps, we were kind of cruising out front, and I think we had them covered. And then it started a little bit of rubber coming off of two. We were running all the way around the top. There were some ruts getting into one, and I wasn't able to get in real high. We were a little bit tight. And Tyler Courtney showed me his nose there, so I picked up the pace a little bit, and then it was kind of a caution fest there. We'd run 1 or 2 laps, and then there'd be a caution, and we were on a little bit lower air pressure. So we would struggle those first couple laps, and then if we had a run of 4 or 5 laps, we'd really start getting the groove and going on that 4th or 5th lap. But we just got a little tight, and he was really good through the holes in 1 and 2, and he was able to get a good run on us. And he actually slid me a couple times, and then I think it was 2 to go. He slid me going into 1, and we turned back underneath him, and he slid off the edge of the racetrack a little bit. So we kind of had some breathing for the last 2 laps. But he was definitely there, but we were able to hold on for the win.
He was going winner to wear it. He ended up running 4th.
Yeah, he did what he had to do. The track was pretty tricky coming off the corners. There wasn't much to hold you. There's no wall here, so we were running right on the edge of the track. So if you miss it just a little bit, you're gonna go over, and it's a lot of time. But he ran a pretty good race, and just one mistake cost him a few spots. But it's better to run 4th, when you were going for the win, than just to run 2nd and wonder if you had a chance.
Right.
Hi, Brady. Congratulations on the win last night. Man, what a stellar field of competitors you were going up against last night. The Wilkie Pack folks really had to be thrilled about your performance last night after the Chili Bowl.
Yeah, they came a long way to come race down here, so got to thank them for that. With the gas price and everything today, travel's not cheap, so thank them for coming down here. And I think we had 64, 68 midgets last night, which is an incredible turnout for midgets. They've been struggling the last few years on car counts, but there's a lot of cars here, and there's a lot of good cars. So we're definitely happy to be able to beat everybody that was here last night, and hopefully we can do the same tonight.
Dude, you were conserving fuel on the way home from Yuma last week. What were you running, like 45 on the highway, or what?
I was on the speed limit, Scott. I was running 65, 70.
Yeah, you had to be running 55. There's no way.
You were doing 100, right?
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
No.
But I was getting 10.5 miles to the gallon in my dually.
Yeah. Brady, you're currently 3rd in the Lucas Oil ASCS National Tour points. Man, how about that place out there at Yuma? I try to tell everybody about it here and how the crowd turned out and how we did the presser over there and the car show and everything. Was that just a breath of fresh air, what happened out there in Yuma?
Yeah, definitely. It's nice to see full grandstands. We don't get to see that very often anymore, unfortunately, and they definitely packed them in pretty good over there, and just a lot of interest was shown, and they did a good job of getting the race out there to the community, which unfortunately doesn't get done very often anymore, it doesn't seem like. But at 5:30, before we even had our suits on, the stands were half full, people waiting to see. So that's always encouraging, and you always want to perform. That's our job, is to entertain people, so it's always nice to have a bunch of people to entertain.
You're a steady Eddie consistency so far. Even though you're 3rd in points, you're the point leader going into Yuma. Talk about your season so far with the National Tour.
Yeah, we had a great opening weekend at Canyon. The track just fit my style, and we were able to get 2nd both nights with a chance to win both nights. So If a few things would have gone different each night, we would have easily won. But you just got to put yourself in position to win, and then it'll eventually come. So hopefully we can, keep the speed all year. Yuma it was kind of a hard track to pass on. There was a couple guys going real good, but we just weren't able to. That's not really our strong suit right now, those type of tracks. So we're going to have to work on getting better at that. But we did make some improvements while we were there and found some things. So hopefully next time we go back there, we'll be a little bit better. But, we're heading into Devil's Bowl, which I'm really looking forward to. That's probably my favorite back on the tour right now because we ran so good there in the past. But unfortunately, it's probably one of Jason Johnson and Wayne Johnson's favorite tracks, too.
Yeah, there's a couple guys that run pretty good down there. But, it's good because I've got to say, if there was one track that you'd want to race on before you go to Devil's Bowl, I think Yuma would be a good fit. But I'm not saying they're identical, but they're similar. And I'm sure that you might work off that same base setup that you had out at Yuma, right?
Yeah, it's really hard there's really nothing like Devil's Bowl.
Yeah.
1 and 2 at Devil's Bowl is you run it kind of like a quarter mile, and then 3 and 4 at Devil's Bowl is like a big half mile. So. And
then you got the elevation change on top of it.
Yeah, and then you go uphill down the, uphill on the back straightaway and downhill to the front straightaway. So It's just a very unique track, and it's definitely a frustrating track the first few times until you get it figured out. But once you get it figured out, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
You looking forward to heading back to Devil's Bowl this weekend?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, no doubt.
Now you have the sharpest looking paint scheme out there of any race car.
There's some real suck up going on right
now. Who came up with that design? That's a really good looking race car you got going this year.
Fatheads Eyewear, they also are involved with a graphics design and marketing company called Frameworks Marketing Group, and Justin at Frameworks Marketing Group designed that whole scheme, and I took my car up there to there in Brownsburg, and then they wrapped everything for me, and they did a great job, and everyone seems to be excited about our new paint scheme. I'm usually pretty plain Jane, so it's a nice little change of pace to have a little more color and action on the car.
I was talking to your mom yesterday, and she said that you had a little off-track incident this week. How bad's the dually?
Oh, well, we got hit on my way to lunch the other day. Someone just pulled out and hit me right in the right rear dual and bent the right rear wheel and the right rear fender, and actually, I spun out into the ditch and actually caught the speed limit sign on the other side of the road. So they're going to have to replace both duals and the right rear wheel. But she had insurance, so that's one good thing. So
yeah,
we're getting it's in the shop getting taken care of, and I don't know if they're going to be able to get it done by Devil's Bowl, but I have a rental truck to get me down there if they don't.
Yeah. All right, Brady. Well, good job last night, bud. Have a good one tonight. Go pick up the big bucks, and I'll see you next week down at Devil's Bowl.
Yep. See you later.
All right. Brady Bacon, the June Bug. You know why we call him June Bug, Kurt?
It had something to do with...
it's all started with Jesse Hockett.
Jesse Hockett, yeah. I heard that story.
Yep. They were at a race. Jesse Hockett had sold Brady some parts. It was only a couple $100. And he said, listen, if you eat this June Bug, I'll give you those parts for free.
And he did.
Brady just picked it up and chomped it down.
And that's not the last time he's eaten a June Bug either, right?
No. Tracy Clay at I-30 Speedway gave him $100, and he ate 2 of them in one night. Could you do that, Kurt?
No. I wouldn't even think about doing that.
You wouldn't?
Nope. Would you?
No, I wouldn't. As soon as that thing started crawling around in my mouth when I was crunching on it, God, that'd be terrible.
He's got a big payday in store tonight if he can pick off a win down there tonight at Cowtown. $5,000 on the line. If he can
I'm going to tell you something about Brady, and I'm not just saying this because he's a friend. I will tell you that he is one of the most talented sprint car drivers when it comes to any kind of sprint car, open wheel car. He excels in midgets.
Yep.
He excels in non-wing sprint cars. In fact, 2-time back-to-back Western World winner. He finished second this year, so he's got 2 wins and a second in the last 3 years at the Western World for the non-wing championship. He is a standout National Tour, ASCS National Tour winner. He can do it all.
Oh, no question.
And just think about all this accomplishments at the ripe young age of, I think he's 21, 22 years old. He had a chance to race down at Chip Ganassi. And they signed him as a development driver, but they weren't able to get any sponsors, so they had to let him go. He never made a lap in a Cup car. Did you know that? Did I ever tell you that?
Yeah,
Got
I'd
signed
heard that
and
story.
never made a lap in a Cup car. They had him doing straight line tests in Arizona in a cave. Do you know they have the cave down? Have you heard about that?
I have heard
There's
about
a
that.
tunnel
Yep.
somewhere in Arizona
Right.
where they do straight line testing underground. And that's all Brady said he did. He just did straight line testing. He said it was the most boring thing he'd ever done in his life.
But he impressed some folks down there doing that.
Well, no, he didn't get it. He didn't get a full-time ride. My point is I think Brady would be a guy that could be successful at that level given the opportunity. But unfortunately, it's so driven by money now that he's probably not going to get that chance
That's why he
again.
didn't get that opportunity.
Well, they signed him on ability.
Yeah.
They
But
signed,
he
but
didn't have the money.
But to put you on the track,
Yeah.
take some money.
Bring some dollars.
We're going to sign you in case we can find some money. But if we can't find some money, then we're going to let you go. And that's kind of what happened.
Well, he's still a young guy, 22 years old. He's out there. It feels like he's been doing this for a decade or more, and he's still just 22. So they always say that by the time you get into your late 20s and early 30s, that's when you're hitting your prime. He's got a ways to go before he gets to that age. So he's got the whole world in front of him.
But I will tell you something about Brady. He is totally set on being a professional sprint car driver the rest of his life. He's taken over that team that Mike and Megan Eubanks, Telstar Communication, those folks owned it for a long time, had a lot of great drivers. Donnie Ray Crawford was one of the guys that drove for him. Many guys have driven for the Eubanks. They decided to get out of being owners, and they turned over all their equipment to Brady Bacon, sold that equipment to him. Now he's out there doing it on his own. It started out, he took some lumps along the way at the first part of last year when he did that, but at the end of the year, he got him a National Tour win. And now look at him. He's up there battling for the championship. In fact, towards the end of last year, he was sixth in points at one time and rallied back to finish third. He's currently third now after leading the points coming out of Canyon. But my gut tells me he's going to be a player in the end of this deal.